There's a continued Spider-Man fan dream to have Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland all appear in one movie, making the perfect triad of Spider-Men in their own little Spider-Verse finally coming together. And there have been a few possibilities and times where we thought it might have happened, but there still are a few different opportunities where it can happen in the future. Turns out, Christopher Miller, producer of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, wanted the three of them to make an appearance in their animated Spider-Man movie. And it seems there might be an opportunity for this to happen in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse number 2. Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, it's Chris. Before we dive into the video, if you love to stay up to date on all major movie news as much as we do, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, as we'll be keeping you today right here on the channel. Literally, while I'm recording this video, we are only 5 subscribers away from 10,000, so go ahead and join the Cosmic Culture family and hit that sub button. So, Christopher Miller is famous for his inclusion in a lot of different movies. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the Lego Movie, 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, and, of course, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was a huge Spider-Man fan favorite. They covered the bases of so many different types of Spider-Man, and they really captured the essence of the comic book Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse characters, as they included Spider-Gwen, Spider-Pig, and a whole bunch of other great Spider-Man characters who, quite frankly, fans loved to see. Well, Christopher Miller has informed us that there were actually going to be a couple other Spider-Men included in Into the Spider-Verse, and that he pitched to Sony Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and of course Tom Holland's inclusion in the movie. He was asked on Twitter, "Any chance you can tell us anything about the cameo Tom Holland was supposed to make at one point? And was it him, or were the others considered or planned too?" Christopher Miller replied, "We pitched the Sony brass an ambitious tag involving Spider-Ham, Tobey, Andrew, and Tom. They felt it was too soon. Hashtag Spiderverse, hashtag quarantine watch party." So, as you can see from this tweet, this is a part of the Spider-Verse Quarantine Watch Party, which a lot of big directors and producers and actors are participating in right now. They play the movie, and then during the movie they get questions and they go ahead and answer them, usually on Twitter. This was one that Christopher Miller got, and he said quite boldly and plainly, "We pitched all 3 of them to Sony, but Sony said it was too soon." Now, as all of you are probably aware, there was recently a huge issue with Tom Holland's Spider-Man in the MCU and Sony, as there was a brief falling out that left the MCU uncertain if they were going to be able to continue with Spider-Man, which for fans of the MCU was very concerning, seeing that they kind of set Spider-Man up as the future leader and main point of the on-Earth Avengers, and that he was just pulled out by Sony was a huge issue. Now, obviously, there were some kind of business agreement issues going on that caused Sony to have to pull him out, but it's not a problem anymore, as they have become good friends, and we've seen in the Morbius trailer the inclusion of Vulture and further information that leads us to believe that Spider-Man is going to be able to jump from one side to the other. As Kevin Feige himself said, Spider-Man has the unique ability to jump from universe to universe. So, after all of this was said and done, it seems we've landed in a point where Sony has a little bit more of freedom with Tom Holland as the Spider-Man character, which may allow him in the future to be included in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and other Spider-Verse films like Venom or Morbius. Now, I know that was a lot to cover in 1 or 2 sentences, so in short, after the Sony and Disney breakup, Spider-Man now has a little bit more of flexibility in his capability of going into other movies. We would love to see him join Venom, join Morbius, and join Into the Spider-Verse, and seems like it's now a huge possibility, which takes what Christopher Miller had to say and makes it a lot more possible moving forward. Sony possibly said it's too soon because they weren't able to take Tom Holland and use him as they wanted. We're also aware that Sony wanted to include Tom Holland in the first Venom movie, but Marvel and Disney said no. So during this whole time, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was also being created and made and pitched, so it was obviously the same issue that Marvel wouldn't have allowed him to go over. However, now that it's been cleared and the fight has been over, there is a huge possibility moving forward into the future that all three of our beloved Spider-Men could have a scene together on one screen. And that is the Spider-Man dream. And not to mention, there's also an opportunity over on Marvel's side, seeing that Sam Raimi, who directed the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, is now directing Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And obviously, he loves Spider-Man. It's his Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and the Multiverse of Madness is going to deal with, well, the multiverse. So there's also a possibility there that we can see different multiverses open up, and in it, there sits Tobey Maguire, maybe Andrew Garfield. Obviously, it's a huge fan dream, but the possibility is there now that Sony and Disney have made up and have a new idea of how to live cohesively inside this Spider-Verse. So that's the news. Christopher Miller himself has confirmed that they wanted all three Spider-Men to make appearance in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but that leaves room for us in the future to have that appearance. Or maybe we'll see it happen in the MCU. Guys, what do you think, and what would you like to see? Where would you like to see all three Spider-Men finally come together on the big screen? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, thank you so much for those of you who watched all the way until the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, as we are covering all major movie news right here on Cosmic Culture.